Yes, you lot, welcome back to the Louis Talks Footy channel. Today I'm doing a reaction to Manchester City getting through to the Carabao Cup final. We are going to Wembley to face Arsenal. So the aggregate score against Newcastle was 5-1 and the game yesterday was 3-1. I really like the way we set up. We had Marmoush, Semenyo and Foden up front. Obviously dropped Haaland again for this game. I don't know whether he's just trying to rest him or he's actually dropping him, because I feel like we should drop him. And this is a little bit of a controversial one. I've had a lot of people disagree with me on this, but I think he's been so ineffective just because he's Erling Haaland and he's one of the best goal scorers we've ever seen. I don't think that warrants him just starting every week regardless of his form, because he's not on form at the moment. He's not scoring goals and he's being ineffective. So for me, I think we should play Marmoush, especially considering we brought him in for like 60 million from Frankfurt and he was one of the best goal scorers in the Bundesliga as well. Why would we not give him a go? Listen, I thought Marmoush did really well. Obviously, he got 2 goals. He looked really good, looked really lively, a lot of pressing from the front. I think he brought an energy that Erling Haaland doesn't bring to Manchester City. And this is not me criticising Erling Haaland too much, because obviously I love this guy and everything he's done for the club. He's one of the best players I've ever seen at Manchester City. But I'm just saying, at the moment, we should consider dropping him and not playing him consistently just because he is Erling Haaland. I hold the same standards for Phil Foden. Obviously, we know what Foden can do, but I think if he's being ineffective and he's not doing much on the pitch, he's not producing, then why should we keep playing him? But listen, Phil Foden looked quite good yesterday, so maybe he's going to come back into a little bit of form. But like I say about Phil Foden, I just think he's a bit purple patchy, to be perfectly honest with you. So listen, I think Pep Guardiola's got a little bit to think about going up against Liverpool on Saturday. I think that's going to be a bit tricky, or Sunday, sorry. It's going to be a bit of a tricky one, deciding what to do. And I think he probably will go with Erling Haaland. I'll get onto this in the Liverpool preview, but I think he will go with Erling Haaland. But I just think what Marmoush showed yesterday was very good. And I think he got player of the match against Wolves when he started, and he got player of the match yesterday. So I just don't see why we wouldn't play him when he's on form and he's scoring goals and Erling Haaland isn't. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong there. You lot can let me know in the comment section. The next person I want to talk about is James Trafford. This guy literally saved our skin a little bit yesterday, like Donnarumma has been doing. He's a very, very talented goalkeeper, and I think it's safe to say we probably have the best number 2 in world football. This guy is so good. I did a video ranking Man City's transfers from this season, obviously including James Trafford, and I put him in sell. And people are like, why are you putting him in sell? He's such a good number 2. But I'm putting him in sell because I think he should leave City to get minutes elsewhere. I think he deserves that for his career. He doesn't deserve to be sat on a bench, you know. He can be first choice goalkeeper for a lot of teams in the Premier League and in the big 5 leagues in Europe. So I don't see why he should stay at Manchester City, to be honest. So listen, the first half went very smoothly, as it has done for Manchester City quite a lot this season. And in the second half, we capitulated a little bit. I'll touch on the first half a little bit again, because Semenyo obviously bagged a goal as well. No, he didn't. Reinders bagged a goal. I thought Reinders looked really good last night as well. I thought he linked up really well with Marmoush, playing, you know, nice little passes between the lines with each other. And this is what I want to see more from Reinders. You know, we brought him in expecting him to be doing this kind of thing every week, and he hasn't done that. Like I said before, when we brought Rodri in, when we bought Bernardo Silva, when we bought Ilkay Gundogan, it took him a season or so to settle in. So I'm not going to judge Reinders just yet, because he has to adapt to the pace of the Premier League and the physicality. A lot of people will say, yeah, he should have done that already, but it does take a while to adapt into Pep's system. Like I say, we've seen it before. So I think Reinders is going to be a really good player for Manchester City, but we need to just see these performances more consistently from him. Yeah, like I say as well, Phil Foden looked good yesterday. He looked energetic. He looked busy. Same with Antoine Semenyo again. I thought he looked really good. Some really good touches from Antoine Semenyo, bringing it out the air like Riyad Mahrez. It was really good to see that. Like I say, I'm still really excited to see Antoine Semenyo at Manchester City. I think he looked great. He didn't look good against Spurs, but I don't think anyone looked good against Spurs in that second half. Moving on to the second half now, and this is where my issues lie with Manchester City. It's getting a little bit ridiculous because, yeah, we won 3-1. Anyone who watched that game will know that City should have conceded minimum 3 goals. Minimum. And that's aside from the goal that they actually scored. So it should have been about 4-3, to be honest. from the chances that Newcastle had. In that second half, when they brought Visser and Alanga on, they came out seriously firing. I mean, they put so much pressure on us. Every time they stuck a ball over the top or stuck a ball in behind, they looked like they were going to score. They were creating chances. They had a few one-on-ones, which James Trafford did amazingly. Like I said, this guy is so good, and he played so well yesterday, saving our skin a little bit. But literally, every single time at the beginning of that second half, or throughout that second half, when they had balls coming over the top, they looked so threatening. And if we give these opportunities to Liverpool or Arsenal or Man United, teams like this, they're going to punish us. So we need to answer back to that. Pep Guardiola and City's defence at the moment has questions to answer. We didn't have Gueye in there, and that obviously is a bit of a hit. But it should not be that easy, and that's questions to ask about the midfield as well, and the protection they're giving to the back four, because it was really bad. Like it was seriously porous the way we were letting balls through. Guy I sat with as well, he's like, "Oh, it's all right, don't worry, it's the Carabao Cup, we're already through." But I'm like, this is just signs of what's to come. This is signs of Manchester City at the moment. It's a sign of the times. So I just find it difficult to sit there and just be happy watching that, even though we're winning, because it was just like, this is literally Spurs all over again. It's just Newcastle aren't taking their chances. Honestly, I really was not happy with that second half performance. When Erling Haaland came on, when Ryan Cherky came on, and I can't remember who the other sub was. We brought on a few subs. I think it might have been Rodri. We brought Rodri on. When those subs came on, it definitely solidified things a little bit. It definitely sturdied it up, and I think that kept Newcastle a little bit more at bay. Overall, we can't really complain. We're going to Wembley. We've got Arsenal to face. We'll cross that bridge when it comes to it in March, 22nd of March. But for now, we know we're in the final. We can put that to bed a little bit now. Don't have to worry about the Carabao Cup. And we focus on the Premier League, on the Champions League, on the FA Cup, and just see if we can get some silverware. Because if you offer me a Carabao Cup right now, as a City fan, I can't lie, I'm taking it. Just the Carabao Cup this season, I'd absolutely take that. Looking at the form we're on, looking at what the Premier League's looking like, Champions League, I don't think we're going to get any kind of bigger silverware than that. But to be fair, we win the Carabao Cup, that spurs us on. We could go and win the Premier League. We could go and compete with Arsenal. We could go and maybe, dip into the semi-finals. Or dare I say it, the final, that's dreaming a bit too much. But maybe quarter-finals, semi-finals of the Champions League. We might be able to get some, I don't know, maybe there's something in that. Maybe we could get deep into the Champions League. That'd be amazing. But this is what I mean about the Carabao Cup. People like to play it down. People like to say it's a Mickey Mouse trophy, but it isn't. Whoever wins the Carabao Cup now out of Arsenal and City, I think that really impacts the Premier League title. I think it really, especially for Arsenal, if they win, their first silverware in 6 years or something like that, or I don't know how long it's been. I know Arteta's only won one FA Cup with Arsenal. If they win a Carabao Cup this season, and then they've got the Premier League title and they're 6 points clear, that'll give them no end of confidence. So City need to go and win this cup now. If we lose to Arsenal in the Carabao Cup final, that's going to be a massive blow.